everybody. So
Good morning.
I'm gonna have Xander come up. Xander will share a little bit about his backstory, but I found him in another state, a very different environment. At 17 years old, he was 2 weeks away from turning 18, and just decided to give this all he's got. Took a shot that most adults I know would be afraid to take, and already had a son at the time I met him at 17 years old. This guy defies a lot of odds and has taken a lot of risks, and I'm proud of you for your double-digit recruiting. So he'll give you guys what he's got, and hopefully you take a lot of notes. Give it up for him.
What's up, guys? Good morning.
Morning.
First of all, Josh lied. I found him. He didn't find me. No, seriously. I actually seen his post on the For You page on Instagram, and I messaged him. And I don't even think he really wanted to work with me, honestly. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about recruiting in a new recruits warm market. Whether I recruit them at the op or I do a one-on-one, because I do both, I always sell them on overrides. I don't sell them on like coming here and being a salesman and like, working till 40 like everybody else. I really sell them on building a business, creating passive income, leaving a legacy behind. And you can't be scared to talk about overrides. I think a lot of people are, like, they don't want to talk about it. They think it's going to, scare people away. But I'm very explicit when I'm talking about overrides, because in any company, somebody is making money off of somebody else. Like, the higher you go up, the more money you're going to make. So I'm not, like, scared when I'm talking about overrides. Like, I like, really show passion about it. I think some people are, like, shy to talk about it, and you got to just, overcome that. I always ask people, like, if they've trained somebody at their job before. Most of the time they say yeah. And I'll be like, did they pay you more because you trained that person? And the answer is no, right? And I ask them, if you got paid more, if you got a percentage of all their production moving forward after you train them, would you like that? And they're going to say yeah. So it's like, it's not a weird thing. Like, people want to do it. You just can't, like, be scared to talk about it. You obviously also have to be really, diplomatic with people in order to get into their warm market. People are scared to give lists, so I just really sell the dream on overriding, and like, I'm really good at getting a list of people specifically to recruit. Obviously, I recruit a lot of young people. Young people like recruiting for some reason. So yeah, but in the orientation, I get 25 names and numbers for recruiting, outside of the qualified people, but for recruiting specifically. Who do you know that wants to make more money? Who do you know that hates their job? That kind of stuff. And the reason why you want to recruit in the warm market is because they come out of training with the team. I was listening to a Shane Rudman audio, big guy in Primerica, and he was saying that by the time he was licensed, he had 35 people in training every week. 35 people. And someone asked him in the crowd, they're like, how did you do it? And he was like, I just kept introducing people to my trainer. I never stopped doing it. He's like, if I didn't have to work, all I had to do was put them in front of people, I'm going to do it. And that's what he did. So he was just super coachable, and I think that's the main thing, is looking for coachable people. And that's why recently I've been working with a lot of people that come from sports. And I like working with people that come from sports because they have that coachable instinct. Like, if Paco played soccer in high school, and I'm like, hey Paco, if your coach told you go run a mile, are you gonna ask why, or are you just gonna go do it? I'm just gonna go do it, right? So these people that come from sports, they're just like naturally coachable. Like, they just know what to do. Same thing with like people that lift a lot, like Andre. Like, these people are just really coachable. And why would you do that? Why would you just run the mile? Well, you'd run the mile because your coach ultimately wants what's best for you, because that's going to improve his life. Like, coaches want to win championship games. They're not going to tell you, go do something that's not going to benefit the team. That'd be stupid, right? So it's the same thing here. And then the other reason you want to do it is because it'll grow your attendance, their attendance, build their confidence. I recruited a couple guys a few Tuesdays ago at a Tuesday op meeting, and by Saturday, one of them had 6 people in attendance, the other one had 5. So it can happen quickly. You just got to, keep getting wide. Otherwise, eventually your momentum fall off. That's good. That's it. All right, cool. Appreciate it.
Good job. I want to also highlight Jason and Alex, who got 18 recruits last month, yeah? I believe one of the biggest reasons they were able to do that is because they leveraged the power of the opportunity meeting, which is a great transition into my training. I don't have much. You know, one of my guys on my team was saying that they're pretty good. They feel as though they're pretty good at recruiting, but they're having troubles quickly getting somebody out in the field, right? So, truth be told, when somebody comes into my office to do an orientation, that's the most important meeting out of any one person's recruiting or career rather in general, right? Single most important meeting. So you gotta make sure you set the tone early on and you inundate them with the right philosophies. And our philosophy is compound recruiting. We want to, the same way that you're looking to compound your money, right, by investing in the right mutual funds instead of incremental growth inside of a bank account, we want to exponentially grow your team by utilizing our opportunity meeting rather than potentially one-on-one interviews. Now, we're pretty good at doing one-on-one interviews, but I put it this way to early on Jason and Alex, you know, hey guys, you value your freedom, right? So we could meet with 9 different individuals all throughout one day, and that's gonna take 9 hours of our day, right? But if you can flush 9 people into one meeting, right, that takes 1 hour, what's more efficient? What's gonna grow your business, you know, faster? Obviously it's the opportunity meeting, right? So I think that's one of the reasons they were able to, you know, do what they did, and I'm super proud of them. Just give a quick round of applause. Good job, guys. So I'm not going to be long. I believe that when a new recruit comes in for their orientation, a lot of times it's more of a conversation than a presentation. I need to meet them where they are and normalize recruiting really fast, right? So I believe anyone can do this, senior rep all the way up to RVP, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to touch a little bit on what Samir talks about in the orientation video. He already does all the work for you. So I'm transitioning into the training program, the training bonus that Primerica offers, and I'm leveraging that. Right before I get into that, I'm going to talk about the barbershop example. You guys seen that before? So this is just repetition, right? If I have a barber that makes $100,000 a year, let's say self-employed barber working out of their own garage, you know, no one tells him what to do, he cuts hair whenever he wants, but he makes decent money. The problem is this guy has a family, and working all day long, that's not a recipe for, you know, freedom and family, right? So he starts thinking to himself, how can I create more income for myself and more time for my family? And he says, I'm really good at cutting hair, so I could go and find other people and teach them how to cut hair, right? So I'm going to go out and find 12 barbers and teach them exactly what I know. And I already have the reputation, I have all the resources, they're leveraging everything that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge $800 of booth rent. There's 12 of them, so that's $10,000 per month. Times 12, that's $120,000 per year. And already, look at that, I'm making more money doing what? Less, right? Compared to when I was doing everything by myself. Now, Mr. or Mrs. New Recruit, are you more interested in working more or making more? And they'll always tell me making more. Okay, how many places can you be in at one time? And they'll tell me 1. How many hours do you have in your day? 24. Again, this is a conversation. I have to have the conversation this way because if I say it, right? What do we say? If I say it, they may doubt it, but if they say it, it's true. So I need them to say it back to me. Now, these guys, let's say I charge $30 per haircut, 6 haircuts a day, 6 days a week. I'm making $1,000 a week, 4 weeks in the month. I draw it like this every time. $4,000 a month times 12, making $50,000 a year. Okay, this is critical right here. Because I think, honestly, this is where the switch turns on for anyone. Young, older, entrepreneurial, no entrepreneurship experience. Right here is where the switch turns on that I need to become a recruiter to really win in business. I tell them, or I ask them rather, what does the barber need to do to make more money? I have to go cut more hair. I need to find more clients. I need to somehow squeeze more haircuts into my day. And that's going to top out at a certain point. And you'll get tired and you'll get hungry. And people get this, right? It doesn't matter if it's haircuts. It doesn't matter if it's doing nails. It doesn't matter if it's your, $50 per hour job, right? The only way that you can make money when 100% of your income comes from one person is by squeezing more hours out of your day, and you have a limited amount of those. That's how the barber makes more money, going and finding more clients. But the owner, how does the owner make more money? The owner can go and find more people and start a whole nother barber shop. How many times can they do that over? As many times as they want, as many times as they are ambitious enough to do so, right? And so, would you rather be ultimately a client finder or a people finder? They'll say people finder to me. I need them, again, you need to get them to say that, because if you could get them to say that, you know that you are on the same page with what's coming next. And the last thing is typically what I do next to transition into getting folks to call their warm market immediately. Because that's what I'm most interested in. How quickly can I get this person to put folks in front of me? Right? So we have a field training bonus program where Primerica is looking to get the newest person off with the right philosophies off to a fast start. So what they'll say is for every new agent that you come to get licensed with you, and for every one client, I don't talk about the whole 1,000 in premium and stuff like that. I really want to keep it simple early on. Your only job is to get them to make a list and set what? Appointments. That's it. So for every one new agent that you come to get licensed with you, and Mr. Mrs. potential recruit or current recruit, you know people that want to make more money, don't you? You know people that don't like their job, don't you? You know people that would love to own a business, don't you? And now already I'm dropping seeds, they're gonna start thinking of names, right? And for every one new client that we can service throughout your training, they're going to drop $200 every time that you do that. Now, Xander's right. We actually do find a lot of athletes that come through our doors. So I use sports metaphors to help people understand this, right? Imagine I bonused you $1,000 for every bucket you made on the court and every steal you got on defense. If you got the bucket, but you didn't get the steal, do you get the $1,000 bonus? No. If you get the steal, but you don't get the bucket, are you going, that means basket, by the way. Are you going to get the 1,000? No. So you got to get the shot on offense and the steal on defense to get the actual bonus. It's the same thing here. Remember, you already have $50 in there from day one, and if you complete your study materials in under 30 days, and everyone does, this is a licensing seed I'm dropping, quick, right? They'll drop another $100. So, over the next 2 to 3 weeks, this is why my goal for every person I train is to get you 10 agents and 10 clients. 10 agents and 10 clients. What are we looking to do? And this is the third time I'm saying it, but this time I'm getting them to say it back to me. They say it back, 10 agents and 10 clients, right? Because there's 5 things that's gonna come from this, 5. Number 1, obviously, you're gonna come out of training with a $2,000 training check. Have we had people do that in our office? Yes. That's obvious. Number 2, these clients are going to give you references and referrals for more clients you can see once you're trained and licensed. Is that valuable? Yes. Number 3, you're going to have a team that is going to take you to go see more clients. Do you want to be taken to go see more clients? Yes or no?
Yes.
You see how I'm like communicating? This is a conversation. And then number 4, and this is you can't, there's no substitution for this. Experience, right? Again, another sports metaphor I drop here is, I can talk to you about the time that it was 101 to 99 and there was 20 seconds left in the 4th quarter and we somehow hit a buzzer beater by great leadership, staying poised. I talk to people like this in the orientation, but until you're thrown into the situation, you don't know how you're going to respond. So the experience that you're going to gain from all the people that we sit down with and talk to about the opportunity, and the experience that you're going to gain from all the things we're going to talk about with clients, I can't substitute that. You need to get on as many appointments as possible. Does that make sense, Mr. or Mrs. Potential Recruit? Okay, and then lastly, number 5 is, and I just talk about sprint to district, to be honest, right? You could either get 50% of every transaction that you go and get after you're licensed, or you could get 25%. Which one would you prefer? Okay, if we get 10 agents and 10 clients over the next 2 to 3 weeks while you focus on getting your license, we will skip you by rep, we'll skip you by senior rep, and immediately start you as a district leader. Is that worth pursuing? Is the $2,000 check worth pursuing? Okay, let's get after it with this list. And then we make a list of people that have kids, and I time them for 60 seconds, and people that have no kids, and I time them for 60 seconds. Right after that, we're setting appointments. This is what I do every single time, and it takes me about 15 to 20 minutes. Remember, his video is an hour. This takes me from here to there, 20 minutes, and we're setting appointments, guys. So hopefully this was helpful.